Yes. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Richana, guys. Welcome back to Omar Talks Football. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of the Blaugrana Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It is here again, guys, your favorite Barcelona podcast, guys, out here on YouTube, man. Big up to every single one of you guys who are already in the building. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, guys, and turn on notifications, man. And listen, let's talk about it, man. Obviously, there's a lot we're gonna get into, but before I do get started, obviously, you guys know my co-host of the Blaugrana Podcast itself, man, like Barca boy 103, brother. How are you doing? How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Excited. The World Cup is starting, of course, on Thursday. We're gonna be shifting gears a little bit, but overall, man, I am doing very, very well. Hopefully, you are well as well. Well, everyone's well. Just wells everywhere.
100%, man. 100%. Listen, life is great right now, man. There's a lot of stuff that we're gonna get into, but before we do get into all of it, man, listen. Appreciate my man Papillon. Big up to you every single time for the raid, man. Appreciate you so much, man. And listen, yeah, man, I saw that this morning, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know what my guy had in Korea, dude. But my guy just came in and just chose violence, man. And I don't get this. Like, dude, what is like Papillon, bro? Like, seriously, all Papillon's been doing the last week is glazing him. What he just wants us to go back to criticizing him? Is that what this is? I mean, I don't know what's going on, man. I have no idea why he would do this, man. But hey, listen, man, it's unfortunate, man. Like, I guess that's what comes with praising Deco, man. Like when we were criticizing him, he had time for us. But all of a sudden now, when we're praising him, now he's starting to block. Like, of all people, Papillon. Like, I would understand if a guy like Will or any of the Madridistas got blocked, but this guy, man. But yeah, appreciate you every single time, Papillon. Every single time. Appreciate you so much, man. And listen, man, commiserations, man. Man like Deco is a hater, man. Like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But guys, like I mentioned, man, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, all of the beautiful stuff. But look, let's get straight into it. Hafet. I mean, look, let's talk about it, man. There has been some news that's been coming out in the past few days, man. Obviously, before I get into it, we already know, right? Man, Real Madrid just had their presidential election, right? Emergency presidential election, which, Florentino Pérez ended up sweeping. But obviously, there was a lot of stuff these guys said, right? Enrique and Florentino Pérez. But the biggest thing that Florentino Pérez basically said was there will be a Galáctico signing on Tuesday. He said it's one that no one expects. 150 million. I'm talking about it's going to break, on the par of Cristiano Ronaldo and Kaká. His words, not mine, right? He said that, right? And he talked about basically agreeing a deal and everything. Now, since then, obviously, Madrid fans have been excited. They've been saying what they have been saying. But when it all comes down to it, we don't really know who it is. And speculation has been that it's Olise. However, I was one of the earliest people to come out and say, could it be him? Could it be the guy that we know is our primary and dream signing? And I was like, it's not possible. The Atletico Madrid will never sell to Real Madrid. And I was like, listen, guys, if you remember, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid asking for 150 million. And the thing with Florentino Pérez is these guys are absolute. I don't even want to say the word, but this is the kind of signing he would do just to spite Barcelona and basically just piss off everybody. Like, we've already seen him do this before a few times, right? And since then, things were kind of quiet. No one mentioned Julián Álvarez. However, in the last hour, this came out. This came out, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a moment. Let me actually pull up the full thing, right? There it is. They said, breaking. Julian is open to joining Real Madrid. Real Madrid have contacted him, and he could be the alternative to Michael Olise. With a day before the big announcement, this comes out. And to be honest with you, Hafid, I am not surprised by this. I am not surprised by this news, right? I'm not surprised. I've said, do not underestimate the power of this. Atletico Madrid players have moved to Real Madrid before. Real Madrid players have moved to Atleti. Marcos Llorente was for Real Madrid. He moved from Real Madrid to Atletico. You understand what I mean? Theo Hernandez, Atletico Madrid to join Real Madrid. These deals do happen. They're very rare, but they do happen. And with the way Atletico Madrid are moving right now, the fact that Julián Álvarez doesn't want to stay, I'm like, could they actually accept that money for him? Like, that would be crazy. And not mention, when Fabrizio Romano makes that here we go, when he makes that here we go, Julián Álvarez to Real Madrid, do you understand what that would do to not just the internet, just the whole world, dude? That is the, like, that is Real Madrid pulling our pants down right there. Let's be real. They will be pulling our pants down because we've been putting all this effort to sign him, and then they just go in and sweep him under our noses. That would be insane. But Hafed, it's very unlikely, but it's not impossible. What are you saying about potential bombshell that could be Julián Álvarez to Real Madrid?
I just think it's Perez trying to make some noise, trying to cause some uprest around Barcelona. He's not a player that they need. I mean, how are you gonna fit Julian Álvarez in the front with Mbappe and Vinicius? I don't know. And the player is a boyhood Barca fan. He's been, discussing Barcelona. He's been making it very clear that he wants to come to Barcelona. He's asked Atletico to leave to Barcelona. I'm not threatened by it whatsoever. If Real Madrid want to sign him for over 150 million euros, by all means, I think right now we're kind of already overpaying a little bit. And like you and I are both in the same boat. He's a world-class player, but not a player that I'm going to be I'm upset about not losing, especially losing for a world record of 150 million euro signing. That's the third most expensive signing in the history of football. I just think it's Perez just making a smokescreen, trying to say that they're back, and he's just going on a rampage. Now they're even like with Bernardo Silva as well. So I'm very, very calm. I'm not too concerned. If there is any threatening or serious situation, Barcelona already came out, with multiple reports giving us either tranquility or giving us worry. The reality is that you can be with whoever you want. The source as well is not even that good either. It's not coming in from any Spanish source or any Argentinian source, as well as coming in from Germany. I don't know what Germany have to do with Julián Álvarez going to Real Madrid. So again, and there's nobody with a German nationality in Real Madrid. If you said Germany with Barcelona, you have Hansi Flick, so maybe there's something there, but the source isn't even that good on top of that as well. But I think that Perez is just really trying to play along with this 150 million euro bid that when it goes in tomorrow and gets rejected, they probably won't even make another signing this window. So I think it's all just, probably like a campaign. He wants to keep out. I think he's going to be a man of his word and place the bid, but I don't think he's going to spend 150 million euros this transfer window.
I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to Florentino Pérez, is this, right? The guy, one thing I would say about Pérez is that usually I don't really underestimate when he does say things like this, because he doesn't really just say it for the sake of saying it. One thing about him, because it's like, when you look at like the Figo situation, right? That was basically a more impossible deal than this one, right? That deal was basically considered to be completely unthinkable, right? For him to join them from us, right? But he pulled it off. He figured a way to pull it off under the noses of every football fan. And I know now, looking back now, it's easy, Hafid, for us to look at the deal and say, well, they are a great person. Listen, some presidents, some people wouldn't have thought that far ahead to be able to figure that out. If Barcelona knew that Figo could have potentially left in that kind of scenario, they would have completely shut it down. They would have probably given him that contract that he wanted before this whole debacle would have happened. But they didn't. They didn't think it was possible. That's why when it happened, it shocked everyone. Barca fans, all football fans. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, look, I don't know what Atletico Madrid did do. If Atletico Madrid had said 150 million, yes, they would have accepted the money that they asked for. Obviously, it would be a lack of ambition. Losing your best player to your biggest rivals would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
But It's not impossible. And look, here's the thing with Julian Álvarez. Julian Álvarez, it's very clear he really wants to leave Atletico Madrid. And obviously, I think his first option is Barcelona. But if this the whole debacle of what is happening between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid right now might be making him think, is this deal even possible? Because Atletico Madrid might just be acting stubborn, and I don't want to drag this any longer than I could. So if they do accept the bid from Real Madrid, he might look at it and say, you know what I mean, right? And as far as your point about Julián Álvarez not being a Barcelona, a Real Madrid type player, I'd actually disagree. I actually think that in that front three of Mbappe and Vini, and Alvarez is actually what they need. They need a one player in that attack who can be the unselfish one. Because the problem is
on the right then. You have two strikers and a left wing. You have two strikers and a left winger. Who's going to play on the right wing?
Well, that's something they're going to have to figure out if they sign them.
So that means that it doesn't work. If you don't even know who's going to, if you don't know who's going to play where, how can you say that it's going to be a front three that's going to complement each other?
I mean, it's so this is my point here. My point is that attack, right? Whether it's whoever plays on the right, whoever it is. The problem with that attack is not position-wise, right? I feel like the biggest problem of that team is nobody really wants to sacrifice in that attack, wants to really be the sacrificial.
That's just a small problem. They have more of a system problem. They have no one who makes, forward-thinking runs. They have Mbappe, who's the same mindset as Julián Álvarez, who will drop deep to try and get involved. There's going to be no one running forward to create space. The right-hand side, all they've had last season is just midfielders playing right wing, whether it's Valverde, Arda Güler, Rodrigo there for a bit. He had his good 2 weeks till he did his ACL. They have no creativity. They have no 1v1 ability winger on that right-hand side. So it's going to be a completely imbalanced front three, unless you can somehow coach Mbappe to become a right winger or Vinicius to become a right winger.
He started his career as a right winger. Because remember, when he was at PSG,
Mbappe?
Yes.
I think he was on the left, not on the right.
No, he was on the right. Because remember, Neymar was the big 222 million. So he was the star. He was playing on the left. That was his position because he was the star. Cavani was in the middle, and they had Mbappe on the right. Mbappe started his.
You're wrong. They had Cavani on the right. Mbappe never played on the right wing. They had Cavani and Di Maria. That's why Cavani left, because he was a striker playing on the wing 90% of the time. He was always the one making, like you mentioned, the point, the sacrifice for the team. He was the one doing that. So Mbappe has never played apart from striker and left wing in his career. He played in the 10 for France in a couple of games. But the reality is that front three, it's like me having a front three of Luis Suarez, Harry Kane, and Zlatan. I have all three world-class players, but you have three strikers, which no system can fit those, three. Unless you want to make Vinicius a wing back and have Julian and Mbappe as a front two, sure, I can see that. I see that more likely, more fitting than a flat front three. They can, again, them being linked with Julián Álvarez is just them trying to cause stories. Oh my God, they're coming for a Barca target that we've been trying to get for the past month. Oh my God, they have the money that Atletico Madrid would want. Atletico Madrid would definitely rather sell to Barcelona than Real Madrid. That's a fact. They sold Llorente, yes, because Llorente was a French player for them. Llorente wanted to go. Now, they signed Llorente because they had talent in them, but Real Madrid sold him because he was a French player for them at the time. 40 million for him then was like us selling who's crap in our team, like Andre Gomes for 60. So it was crazy offers. Like, okay, yeah, you can have him. We don't care. Like one of our 10th midfield choice options. Atletico made him the player that he is. Same with Figo as well. There was they played the release clause, which means Barcelona can't do nothing, and it came down to the play. The player snaked us. That's not really a masterstroke, so to speak. So if Atletico Madrid is in a situation where Julián Álvarez wants to leave and they have Real Madrid and Barcelona on the table, at the end of the day, they will pick Barcelona, even though maybe we didn't approach it right and they have beef with us. We have this understanding. We've sent each other our best players for the past 10 plus years. So they would never strengthen. At the end of the day, one thing that Atletico Madrid and Barcelona both have in common is that we both hate Real Madrid with our absolute soul in mind. We're just two good teams that have a rivalry on the pitch because we're two good teams, right? I hate Espanyol more than I hate Atletico Madrid. I don't even hate Atletico Madrid that much. I think now the rivalry is more fierce with how they've attacked us this summer, and I think next season will be some good games in the 3 games that we have against them guaranteed minimum. But them selling to Real Madrid is they would rather sell to us despite what's been happening over them being, mad at us and stuff like that. If this was
Mm.
maybe, for example, I don't know who's a good winger that played for, if this is like prime David Villa for Atletico Madrid, for example, then yeah, I'd be worried. It makes sense. He would fit into the front three quite well. You can put David Villa on the right hand side. That could cook, sure, but it's like us right now going out and signing Harry Kane and Erling Haaland to play with Rafinha and Mbappe. Rafinha, I mean, it's not going to work, right? So there's no way this front three can work. And again, I will predict this for you right now on the podcast. I think that Real Madrid tomorrow will submit a bid for Olise, Alvarez, whatever. It'll get rejected. They'll move on. They'll sign midfielders and stuff like that. I don't see them spending 150 million euros. This is Perez. He made that promise during the election, so he'll execute that promise. But he's done this before. He can make smoke screens. They're being linked with Gvardiol and Calafiori and Bernardo Silva. They're not going to make all these signings, right? I struggle to believe how they have room on FFP as well to fit all these kind of signings as well, especially with Mbappe on 600K per week. Vinicius wants a new contract. Bellingham wants a new contract as well soon. He's on like 200K. So he's going to be like, yo, I'm the poster boy now. I was on the FIFA cover the past 2 seasons. Give me my bread. So I'm surprised they can even afford all these players in terms of the wage bill, but I'm not threatened by it. I would be more threatened for them, maybe for Bernardo Silva, since he's a free transfer, and that signing makes sense. Portuguese, Jorge Mendes, Mourinho, creative midfielder. They only have Arda Güler, really. He can play on the right-hand side. That makes way more sense than a Julian Álvarez. So that's my stance on it. I'm not concerned in the slightest, to be honest.
No, you're
and
right.
the source, I don't know if you've seen the source. The source is horrendous. It's some Germany.
Yeah, Sky Germany, right?
Sky Germany. What the hell does Germany have to do with Julian Álvarez going to Real Madrid? There's nobody in Germany linked with Real Madrid. It doesn't make sense. And everyone in Spain so far, even from Benjamin, said that this is nothing true in this thus far.
I mean, look, it's a very unlikely deal. Don't get it twisted. I am not sitting here saying it's definitely possible. Like, I think it's more unlikely than likely. Is it impossible? Not really. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible these days. I feel like Lamine Yamal going to Real Madrid is more impossible. You feel me, right? Because we basically put stuff in the way that's basically put it to a point that you realize is nigh on impossible, because the only way they're going to be able to sign him is actually giving us a bid that Barca would accept. And Barca would never sell Lamine Yamal to Real Madrid. You understand what I mean, right? They put that kind of hurdle in the way to make sure it never happens. When it comes to Alvarez, I think he's also the same. He's got his buyout because 500 million. So they will have to negotiate with Atletico Madrid. And look, I don't think it's possible, but the thing with Florentino Pérez is this, dude. If there's one deal that he can make that would genuinely shock everyone, it would be this one. I think the Olise one, it would be a big signing, but it would not be a surprising signing. And I think what Florentino Pérez is trying to build is not just a big signing, but a signing that no one really expects. That's why I feel like he's been very quiet about who it is. He's been saying, it's not a Premier League player. It's not Harry Kane. It's not Haaland. It's not this guy. He's basically telling everyone it's not this guy. And everyone's like, wait a minute. If it's not this guy, who is it? Is it João Neves? Is it Vitinha? Is it, everyone's like trying to think. And that's what he wants. He wants people to be shocked. He wants people to be like, what? You feel me? That's the shock value is what I feel like Florentino Pérez really lives for. The shock value. And he could go for it. But I do agree with you. I think it's very unlikely. And I think the internet will tear into pieces if that deal was to happen. And also, I don't think Real Madrid fans really are fans of this deal potentially happening. So, it's one of those things where you're like, you know what I mean, right? But we will see, man. I mean, look, I just thought I would just put it out there, man. I don't know how likely it is, but yeah, it is what it is, man. But as far as Barcelona are concerned, what do you think about like this Alvarez thing now? What do you think? Because Deco has been kind of quiet, but he's come back to Spain now. He's I'm guessing now he's gonna be going back to we're gonna be seeing a lot of talk on transfer dealings this week, right? And I feel like Alvarez is gonna be one of those that's gonna be the main topic if he doesn't go to Real Madrid, right? Obviously. What do you think is gonna happen this week? Because how long do you think Atletico Madrid are gonna go without really not wanting to talk to Barca? Really?
I do think that something will happen this week. Whether there's, I'm. Let me rephrase this. I think something new will come out. We've heard the same story with Julian Álvarez now for the past week and a half. He wants to come. He's not happy with Atletico Madrid's treatment of him. Barcelona waiting for planning their next move. I think we'll see something this week. I don't know if we'll get. I don't think we'll get like a done deal or anything like that. But maybe Barcelona begin talk with Atletico Madrid. They've reopened negotiation. I think we'll get something like that because the club have been telling us that they don't want to, dwell on this deal. They don't want to prolong this deal. It's not a deal they want to do for the whole entire summer. It might be a deal that maybe happens from now until the end of the World Cup, maybe for the next month. But they don't want to drag this into middle of July and August and stuff. In regards to other positions, I think we can see some sales. Some player exits. I don't think we'll sign anyone until we've sorted out who we want to sign at striker, whether it's Julian Álvarez or someone else. But we can see some sales. Maybe a Rooney loan, Argentine loan, Casado sale. Some of the we'll see Ansu Fati's sale will be confirmed at some point this week as well. So apart from in terms of signings, I think the first thing that Barcelona want to do is the striker position. Maybe alongside João Cancelo as well. I don't think they'll go for anyone else unless we get a considerable sale. So to answer your question, yes, I think something will happen this week, but will it be what we all want? Something as dramatic? Maybe not, but I am very optimistic about something happening this week at some point.
Yeah, please, could you please continue for a second? Somebody's in my door right now, so just continue.
Okay.
Please.
Someone says here, how many more players do you think you will sign? I think we'll sign at least 2. As of right now, so a striker and then João Cancelo probably. I think after that, it's anyone's game to guess. Real Madrid signed a guy who is desperate to play for Barcelona. I think it's again, like I said, it's just a ploy. It's just to cause news and controversy and big gas up Madrid fans as well who've had very depressing previous 2 years. Get me Grimaldo, Luca Bello, proper striker. I prefer Alvarez or Osman, and we are good. I don't care who it is, to be honest. I really don't care what Real Madrid is doing in the transfer window. I only care about what we're bringing in. That is the mindset that we all dream and love for. 4 more signings. I mean, that's a possibility. I think the club, after they sign a striker, will be focusing heavily on exits. So Casado, Rooney, Ter Stegen, probably I would say the top 3. Get those loan players coming back as well. You have Hector Fort, Arni Yakubashvili, Ansu Fati. So I think they want to sort out those squad balancing things first, figure out what they want to do with Rashford as well. Because if we don't sign Bernardo Silva, we might have to go back in and sign Rashford. I don't understand why Barcelona is so quiet since the last 2 weeks. They literally saw statement or any thing from Bernardo from Barcelona. What's happening with Bernardo is also he's going to Atleti. That's already been debunked. Bernardo Silva will not decide his future until after Portugal's World Cup campaign ends. So you'll see a lot of he's close to Real Madrid, close to Atletico. He's close to signing with Leganes, Deportivo La Coruña, but the final call will not be made until the World Cup ends. There might be clubs that come in for him. Sure, he might agree personal terms and he'll have all the contracts on the table and he'll make his choice, but nothing will be done until after Portugal, finish their World Cup campaign. And why Barcelona been quiet for the 2 weeks is they wanted to be. They've caused a lot of uproar in that, 3-day spell of signing Anthony Gordon and agreeing personal terms with Julian Álvarez, that they realized that they went maybe a little too fast, especially for the club's liking. And in order to keep a good relationship with Atletico Madrid to try and go back in for Julian Álvarez, they decided to back off, not put any pressure, let the moment simmer now, see how Atletico Madrid react, maybe approach it differently. We'll see what Deco does this week. He's now back after his, I think last week as well, Deco was off. He was doing the Legends match and stuff like that. So that's why we've been quiet the past 2 weeks. We're still doing things in the background. We're advancing deals for Casado. We're finalizing the deal to sell Ansu Fati to Monaco officially as well. So not like we just sat there and did nothing. But it's important to analyze situations and important to approach things in the correct way, especially for players that you want to sign, like a Julián Álvarez. Keep your hands off any more Athletic players. I beg. We're losing so many. Atletico are doing a huge. I think their hands are being put into a huge rebuild this summer. They're selling Sorloth. They've lost Griezmann. We're trying to get Alvarez. So they're gonna have to sign about 2 or 3 strikers at least. But hey, if you use our money and get Victor Osimhen, that'd be a great move for Atletico Madrid. We need a backup goalkeeper. I would like Alex Ramiro from Sociedad. Yeah, I would love to get someone instead of Szczesny. I don't think Szczesny is good enough, especially to rely upon if João Garcia gets injured. But the club are running with Fumador. But yeah, I would love Alex Ramiro. But I think the club want to wait for him next summer when he's free. So I think that's the mindset for him. But boy, trust me, brother, Germany sources are horrendous. They are the worst. Yeah, I mean, especially when there's no German point in this discussion. At least with Barcelona, you have Hansi Flick. So you could say maybe Flick's leaking it, and it could make a little bit of sense. But Real Madrid have no connections whatsoever with Germany, let alone Sky Germany. So I mean, that's what I'm not
No,
convinced. If it was a good source, maybe if it was Marca coming out saying it, like if Madrid pays me, maybe I'll look into it a bit more. But yeah,
no, for real, for real. But listen, big up to you, Hafet. Somebody was actually in my door, so I had to
no
go and
worries,
do
no
and deal with
worries.
that. But yeah, listen, guys, appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, guys. When we're reading a lot of your comments, big up to this fraud right here, man. Of course, man, here to bring it up. Listen, World Cup
However
content
many it
will be
takes
coming,
to
man.
win it. However many it takes to win it.
Listen, man,
I
listen.
don't care.
We are here for it, man. Hafet,
We're
he
here for
doesn't
it. I
realize
would
it.
love
Like,
Argentina to win the World Cup with like 8 goals and all 8 being penalties. That would be glorious.
yeah,
Glorious.
man, yeah, man. Hey, listen, man, big up to you, man. Listen, guys, I'm on the road, man. Like, I'm like 30 something steps away from like the big 10K. So, listen, man, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, guys. And who knows, every day that I do a live stream, I'm thinking, yo, this could be the day, man. This could be the day. So, hey,
Today's
listen,
gonna
but
feel it.
I'm patient, man. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Well, Vet, listen, let's actually switch gears, right? I mean, Alvarez is great, but we'll talk about more on Alvarez this week. But let's actually talk about another player that's been, heavily linked, right, to Barcelona. And this guy's been linked now for a few weeks now, right? We've seen the links for the past few weeks. And it's been kind of growing a lot of intensity now, especially now that, basically it's been word that he's really desperate to return back to
Mhm.
Barcelona and in Spain, and specifically Barcelona. And the man who I'm talking about is Marc Cucurella. Right now, obviously, he is one of our own, La Masia graduate, one of our players. And, he's individually, I wouldn't say he had a terrible season. I think he's
Mhm.
been good, right? He's been good, but obviously his team this season has had a dreadful season, right? Chelsea finished 10th, right? And he's in the World Cup now. We saw him 2 years ago in the Euros. He absolutely lighted up, right? It was incredible for them. And it's going to be very interesting because I'm going to be definitely keeping my eye on him in the World Cup, right? Because all the talk is that he wants to return back to Spain. Barcelona are interested. He wants to return back to Spain. But also, Atletico Madrid are also interested in bringing him in, right? And it's quite an interesting one, but I do want to ask you, Hafed, right? What are we saying about Cocorea? Are you yes or no? Because personally, for me, and before you go, for
Mhm.
me, I would say let's go in for him because I'll be honest with you, we need fullbacks. Both fullbacks need improving, both left and right, right? And this guy, he's gonna be one of those players that's not gonna need a lot of time to adapt in this team. He's one of our own. He's already learned the Barca system, right? He's gonna be one of those players that I'm like, okay, cool, let's get him in. Obviously, bringing him in is not gonna be as easy because I think Chelsea are gonna be asking for a lot of money. But I'm not really against this deal, right? Because both fullbacks need improvement. And I do
Mhm.
know that, I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna sit here and try to build this narrative of Kukure is such a world class footballer. No, he's got his bozo moments that sometimes worry me. But I feel like in the past few seasons, he's kind of taken that bozo-ness away from himself. You feel me, right? He's become more reliable. He's become more calm. He's become less error prone, right?
Mhm.
Which I've been very impressed with. Now, what are you saying? Would you like the idea of him coming back? Or do you think that, you would like someone else?
I mean, I would rather stick it with Balde. I think Balde's overall. I think both at their peak, Balde is a better player. The problem is that Balde's not really at his peak. Um, would I take him back? Yes. For example, if we sell Balde when you're left back and he's on the market and he's a good option, sure. I would value him at around 40, 50 million euros. We get him from around there. That's great. I think Chelsea won around 70, so I wouldn't go
Mm.
that high for him. But is he a Barcelona left back of quality? Yes. Would I go and sign him? Not unless we sell Balde, essentially. I think having him and Balde would be too much, especially when we probably need to invest money in center backs. But I think that he's a good player, but he's not someone that's gonna elevate the left back level and will wow me, so to speak.
No, it's true. No, it's true. So I don't think it's like you mentioned. I don't think he's a 70 million player. And that's what kind of I look at this deal at, and I'm like, It's not that I wouldn't take him. It's just that I know it's gonna take a lot, especially the fact because he plays in the Premier League. Like Premier League, Premier League players usually go for a high amount, and I'm one of the people. I'm like, nah, man. Like 70 million for Cucurella, no. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I wouldn't even spend 50 on him. I think he's a good fullback, but like you mentioned, there's other alternatives. And here's the thing: I know you're saying, you would, unless you sell Balde, but I'll be honest with you. I feel like Balde's stocks has really fallen down this season, massively. Like his form has dropped off. He's not been good this season. And what he needs, in my opinion, is competition. Not just like backup. I mean, like someone that can actually take that position away from him. Someone that can play so well that they can take that left back position. I feel like that's what he's missing. I feel like he's become stale. I think he's become very stale. And don't get it twisted, Cucurella would be a huge, right, person to have to challenge that left back position with. That would be a real challenge. But I do believe he didn't say challenge regardless. And I know Cancelo is, an option. But I'll give you another option in my opinion. Alex Grimaldo. I think Grimaldo. Now I'll tell you why Grimaldo. Let me land. Grimaldo is 31, so he's not young, right? He's gonna be a quick fix on that left back position where he's gonna be just the main competition and experience, right? Like Cucurella, he's one of our own. Like he came from the Barca academy, so he understands like this, the philosophy and the way Barcelona want their fullbacks to play, right? He's already got that in him. And also, Grimaldo is a very cheap option. The guys could be leaving for as minimum as 15 to 20 million, right? Which is good. Even. That's what I'm saying, right? For that amount of money, to have that experience and the experience that he brings, right? Someone that has won in Portuguese league, he won the league with Bayer Leverkusen, invincible. Now he's been in tough title challenges, right? The kind of experience that I feel like this team doesn't have. Right? I feel like that is what this team is really lacking. This experience players. That's why like guys like Bernardo Silva, I'm open to bringing because Bernardo Silva brings that winning experience to this team. So for me, I feel like Grimaldo would be a good option. Don't get twisted. I still want Cancelo. I want Cancelo and Grimaldo. I want both fullbacks to have two players challenging for both fullback positions. So for me, I think Grimaldo is a much better option. He's a much cheaper option. And he's a guy that's going to come in for maybe like a season or 2 or 3, to kind of just challenge Balde and give him something to worry about in that position. What are you saying about the Grimaldo option?
Yeah, it'd be good. I think I would. Okay, if it was like up to me, right, I would definitely have Grimaldo, Cancelo in. I think they'd be great options to have. Then have maybe Cancelo focus on the right back spot, Grimaldo and Balde on the left. But this is not what the club wants. The club aren't thinking that way for some sort of reason. They want to have Balde and Cancelo for left back. They want to have Eric Garcia, Koundé, then either one of Xavi Espart or Hector Fort for right back. These deals make sense to us as fans, but this is not what the club are looking at. It's not what the club want to do. If they maybe need a left back, if they sell Balde and they need to sign a left back, I think Grimaldo will be up there on their list alongside Cucurella. But yeah, they just don't want him. They don't want him. They're very happy with, or they're very content with the current situation we have at fullbacks. They will have Eric Garcia as a starter next season. Koundé is an option, and then one of Xavi Espart and Hector Fort, left hand side, Balde and Cancelo. So I personally would give Balde one more season. He usually has one good season, one bad season. So I think this season hopefully he'll do well. But I think the club raid Grimaldo, but they're just not interested in going and proceeding for a move unless Balde ends up leaving.
No, look, I think Balde needs that competition. I feel like he's become so stale right now that if he doesn't have competition, we're just going to be seeing that left back position being exposed. Don't get it twisted, right? I was one of the people that I had a lot of trust in him. But I've just been keeping my eye on him for the past 2 seasons, and I've been like, dude, it's just been very stale, man. It's been very stale. You you clearly need somebody like the fact that Cancelo came in January and was playing out of position at left back and he was outplaying them, dude. Like you could see the difference in quality in having a good left back and a player like him. And I'm like, that is where I feel like his stats really went down when Cancelo came in. When Cancelo came in and started outshining, everyone's like, yo, this is crazy. This guy's just come in and he's already outplaying you. That's not good, right? But for me, that's what I think, man. That's why I feel like, Balde, and that's why I feel like a lot of people are open to seeing Balde leave. That's why you're seeing a lot of people are very open to the idea of him going, because everyone's like, dude, it's been poor. We have not seen. This is your third season in the first team, and we really haven't seen much improvement for the past 3 seasons. This is where you need to kick on. That's my opinion, but we'll see. Big up to Frank says, get Grimaldo and play Cancelo on the right for the get Grimaldo and play Cancelo on the right for that fraud Kunde. Imagine coming from an era of Dani Alvarez and Jordi Alba to Balde and Kunde. That's the thing, isn't it? That's my idea, Hafid. I want Grimaldo to be on that left because I want Cancelo to be on that right. To be honest, we need both positions, like I mentioned. And Kunde, I don't trust him, dude. I think Kunde, he needs to find himself, man. He needs to find himself because he's one of those players I'll be open to selling. Not because people are going to say, oh, but Omar, he had a good season this season before, and now he's had one glass. It's not that, dude. It's the amount of money that he gets paid. This guy's one of our highest earning players, Hafid. This guy gets paid 300 bucks per week. For that performance last season, I expect more. So, yeah, if we get a good offering for him, bro, sell him. Sell him and go get a younger defensive fullback like a Rateu from Rayo Vallecano. Like, the guy has had 2 good seasons now. He's not even like 1 now. Because before last season he was good. I was like, Omar, we need to keep him for another season. Like he's only had 1 good season. But this season, Rayo Vallecano, especially in the Conference League, when they reached the final, he was a big reason why they reached that final. His defensive attributes going forward, he was good. So, yeah, he's another one that I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, cool. If we sell Kunde, and also another thing is selling Kunde opens our it opens our wage bill. Like, it's crazy. Like, look at what Lewandowski's departure has just done to our wage bill. Like, he was getting paid 600 grand per week, something like that, 600, 400 to 600 grand, right? And then you're thinking that and Kunde is on 300, which is what our second, third, that's top 5 highest earning players. For his performance last season, not good enough. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's a sell Kunde and buy Cancelo as a right back. 100%. Big up to Mark. Mark says, if we run it back with these same bumps in the back, we're not sniffing to the Champions League. That's what's important also, Hafid, when you think about it, dude. Like, it's all good and great going around getting all of these attackers, which, yes, right. I'm glad that we got Gordon, competition for Gordon. I'm happy to see players like, Alvarez being linked. But, dude, if we don't fix the defense, we forget about it. That's my opinion. What do you think? Do you agree with that? Like, do you think that if we go with the same defense that we are cooked next season?
Cooked in terms of wanting to maybe compete in the Champions League and win the Champions League, yes. The club have said they were very happy with Gerard Martin, Kubarsi, Araujo, and Christensen as their 4 center backs. Again, we have to get a striker first, then see what the club do. The club are telling us, we don't rule out signing a center back, a left back, a midfielder. We sign Omar BYT as our fitness coach. Everything is available until we sign a striker. The striker is what we need right now, because right now we only have Ferran Torres. And again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If we're going to a season with Ferran Torres as the main striker, I will not be here. The YouTube channel will be deleted. It will not be existing. My channel, anyways, I will not be on the Blaugrana Podcast either. It will come to an end if Ferran Torres is our leading striker going to next season. So every position we have 2 players but strikers. So until we sign a striker for how much, whether it's Julian Álvarez for 200 million or Warrior for €5, That's what we have to wait and see for. So we have to get the striker first, see how much money we have left, see how we do in sales. Don't forget, Ter Stegen leaving will be a huge benefit to us as well. He's taken up a lot of the wage bill. He's on over 250,000 euros per week. You have Casado leaving now, bringing some money. Ansu Fati's going to leave, bringing some money. Rui's going to go on loan. Arya Kamashvili is going to go on loan. So you have a lot of other things that will play a factor into what we do next. But the most important thing that we all need right now, even I would say this now, you need a striker. I would rather go Gerard Martin and Kubarsi at center back partnership next season than Ferran Torres up front. And I made that very clear multiple times. Of course, that's not good enough, but I'd rather have them two starting at center back than Ferran Torres on a season basis.
I mean, that I don't necessarily disagree with that, right? I really don't. But here's the thing. As much as I trust Kobashi and Martin, because they were very impressive around the tail end of last season, their partnership was impressive. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Alfred, man. If we're gonna go in the Champions League, there's no team, big serious team in Europe that's looking at that centre back partnership and thinking, ooh, you feel me? Like, I'm sorry, that partnership doesn't instill fear in anyone. Let's be honest, right? And here's the thing. As much as I don't like Ferran, you know my opinions on Ferran. Not a big fan, don't like the guy, right? But here's the thing about Ferran, dude. One thing about this Barca system is everybody eats. Despite the fact, no matter how poor they are, no matter how much you don't rate them, this system helps all of the attackers actually do well. It makes these attackers look better than they are. And that's why system-wise, I'm like, dude, this attack can be able to do the work because the system, the style of play, the flip plays, it works for the attack. It doesn't work defensively. And because it doesn't work defensively, you need capable defenders to be able to fix the glaring mistakes, the glaring errors that this system brings to this team. You understand what I mean? And for me, I'm like, if we go in with Ferran and Alvarez, yeah, we'll still score goals. If we bring in Alvarez, we bring Gordon is already signed, and they put like 20 goals each. Like you've got Rashford you got Rafinha putting 20 plus, Yamal 20 plus, you Alvarez 20 plus. Yeah, we'll score and we'll be the highest scorers in Europe. Just like we were in Flick's first season. Scoring goals left, right, and center. But if the defense is not fixed, dude, when we score 5, we're going to concede 4. Like, you can't play like that. You can't play like that. Defense wins championships. We know that. If you look at the reason why PSG did back-to-back, it's because really, let's be honest, they have a complete squad. Their squad is so complete. They have a great, amazing attack, amazing midfield, amazing defense. Everything is good. Like we saw in the game against Bayern Munich, they conceded 4 at home, scored 5. Their defense was absolutely dreadful in that game. But what happened when they went to the Alliance the next week? The defense was on point. That's what you need. Sometimes the defense has to wake up, and some days you have to rely on the defense. And that's why I'm looking at this, and I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know about this defense coming back, but we will see, man. Have I hope that we do get this Alvarez thing sorted out soon, and just spend the rest of the official transfer window fixing the defense. You understand what I mean? And I do agree that some players need to go. Definitely, some players need to be gone as soon as possible, man. I'm being real. But yeah. Anyway, so look up to D-Money every single time, man. D-Money says, we don't have a single big game winning defender defensively that can decide games defensive and make big plays in big games. This is the important thing. Hafed. Throughout this season, throughout Flick's time, we don't, like, the only time I've seen any kind of defensive work is when the goalkeepers do the work. Now when the defense is actually on point. The goalkeepers, they're always the ones that are always shining in big moments. So yeah, I don't know, Hafid. I am not. I'm trying to be positive, and I will be positive because I'm seeing the right things, but it will mean nothing if we don't win, if we don't get the defense. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
Yeah,
I do agree with your point. But You know what, Hafid? Let's actually talk about another player. Now, obviously, this guy has also been linked to Barcelona, right? We've seen the heavy links to our club. But recently, just like the Alvarez thing, Real Madrid have decided to put their hearts in the jar, right? They've decided to put their hearts in there, right? Because as you can see, Hafid, man like Bernardo. Now, Bernardo Silva, we know Barcelona have been heavily linked. Atletico Madrid were also linked, right? We were both looking at him. We were trying to sign him. And it seemed that Barcelona were basically on the course to bring him in. But now, apparently, Real Madrid have entered the race. And apparently, Real Madrid were not even interested, really. They initially rejected, the idea of signing him. However, the reason why now this deal has gained a lot of legs is the fact that they're saying that it's Mourinho himself that is open, like he's the one that's asking for this deal to happen. And right now, Mourinho, let's be real. One thing about Mourinho is he's going to be given what he wants. He's going to be given what he asks, right? So now I got to ask you this, Hafid. Could they potentially hijack this deal? Because apparently now, apparently Bernardo Silva now is, like they asked him, and he basically said right now he's focusing on the World Cup and he will make up his decision after the World Cup, right? Do you think that maybe now he might be looking at this situation thinking, because now his fellow Portuguese confidant has just joined Real Madrid. We don't know. Mourinho might be talking to him. You know, so Mourinho has done this before, but Mourinho has talked to players. I remember when they signed Ozil, like it was Mourinho who spoke to Ozil. You understand what I mean, right? Like I don't know if maybe he might have been the one to talk to him. And I'll be honest, Atletico Madrid I didn't consider a threat, but Real Madrid can definitely be a threat to us. They can be a threat to us. What do you think? Do you think that potentially they could hijack and get this deal done, or do you believe that Atletico will get this sorted out as soon as possible?
I don't see Bernardo Silva going to Real Madrid, especially for Barcelona. But if he goes to Atletico, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. But if we get him, cool. If we don't, cool. I think Rashford is an option that's still there for Barcelona. A lot of people maybe say way better for us in the medium term because Bernardo Silva is a very short term. Again, like I said, all things considered, money, age, player quality. If I would pick between the two of Rashford and Bernardo Silva, I would pick Bernardo Silva. But if we get Rashford, it's not like we've lost out on a huge momentum player. I think again they're just really focusing on the Barca targets. Real Madrid, I think they just want some media presence. They want to have some good news after Perez won the election. So I don't see it as something as threatening and as concrete as it is. And we'll wait and see what Bernardo decides after the World Cup. Like I said, Barcelona may want him more. They might sell players. Say, hey, look, we have so much room for you in the squad. Now we want you more. You've been twerking for Barcelona since 2022. At Real Madrid, there's going to be more star players. There'll be more pressure. You'll probably play as much as Real Madrid than you do at Barcelona. So there's multiple factors. But again, if we get him, cool. If we don't, I'm not going to be too fussed about it. But I don't see this Real Madrid league having too much, weight on it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that Barcelona are the prime, team in position to sign him. I think because we've been talking to him now for a while, and I think that basically the deal for me, in my opinion, I think we've already agreed terms with him. I think the reason Barcelona haven't announced the signing yet is because, first of all the talk has been that Barcelona, first of all, need to free up some space. Some players need to leave, right? And I think we've always known that, to be honest. Like we've always known that Barcelona need to sell, right? If we're trying to sign Alvarez, if we want to sign Bernardo Silva, we've already signed Gordon, if we're trying to get defenders, there's absolutely no way a lot of these players are going to stick around. A lot of these guys are going to have to make way so that those players can come in. So I'm like, okay, cool. Right? If that's the case, then let's go out there and actually sell some players. There's some players, there's a lot of French players in the squad. You think about players like Casado, who I think Barcelona are more than open to selling. Right? We thought the guy might have gone to Monaco, but then Monaco are not interested. They're not interested. They ended up being uninterested. You think about players like what's the name of the guy again? What's the name? Araujo, right? You think about Araujo, it's another one. You even think about players like Pena who are back in the squad who have no future here, right? You talked about even players on loan. And Sufati, he's basically all but agreed a deal with Monaco right now. We're just waiting for Monaco to basically announce it. We know Fabrizio Romano himself has actually come out and he's even done the he said initial agreements have been agreed on. And now it's just waiting. We're just waiting for the announcement of, Ansu Fati leaving, which will also, completely cut our wage bill a lot, right? When he leaves, right? There's players that definitely need to go. The guys like Ferran Torres, I feel like if we get a good offering for him, he should go potentially if we do bring in Alvarez, right? But also, most importantly, this is the thing, Hafid.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't forget to mention this during the Alvarez point, but do you notice that Alexander Sola could believe at Atletico Madrid, right? It seemed that he might be
Yeah,
off to Juventus.
to Juventus, thank God, man.
No, that's amazing. Don't get it twisted, right? As a Barca fan,
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see the back of him. But this also brings a bigger question: is that now they've lost Griezmann, Sola is leaving, and Alvarez could be gone. Basically, that's their whole attack finished.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like this Barcelona need to get this Alvarez thing done because if Solo leaves, it's going to be 10 times harder to get rid of to buy Alvarez. I mean, not going to twist it. I feel like even if Solo leaves, they're still going to go and look for another striker because they're going to need another striker. Like the system that Simeone plays, he needs really two strikers. That's why I think that Muriqi could be on his way there. They could even maybe go for like a Borja Iglesias. They might go for Igo Thiago from Brentford. There's a lot of players that they could potentially go in for. But
Mm-hmm.
if they sell Sola, that brings a bigger issue to the Alvarez deal then, because now they're going to insist on us paying the 150 now. Because before they were saying 120, 130 we'll talk. But now they were like, nope, we don't have a striker, dude. So you guys give us what we want, or we sell, or we sell him somewhere else. Because we know PSG and Arsenal are both interested. Even if the
Mm-hmm.
player wants to move, bro, you're gonna give us what we want, or we fold. But yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to the Bernardo Silva thing, I'll be honest, I don't really want him to go to Real Madrid because I feel like system wise, he just he's where we need a player like him in this team. Now, let me just, I'm not saying he's like a permanent starter, but Pedri, dude, like nobody does the work of Pedri in this team. And Bernardo Silva would be a huge help to Pedri. He would take a lot of the weight off him. And that's why I feel like it would be a huge loss to lose this guy. And like I mentioned, it's petty from Real Madrid, man. Right now, the way Florentino Pérez is moving right now, dude, this guy is petty as hell, man. He could just sign Bernardo Silva just so that we don't strengthen. Bro, he's already seen us win 2 back-to-back league titles. He's just seen us go trophyless. He doesn't want Barcelona to improve. He's trying to basically cut our feet, basically. So he could just sign him just for that, just to make sure we don't get him. I don't know. For me, I'm definitely interested to see how this thing goes. For me, Harvard. What about you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be curious to see how it fares too. But I'm more curious to see what happens in the next 2 weeks. I think the next week or so, too, especially with the World Cup starting as well, can definitely strive and drive into which direction the club really want to go to, and they'll make it really well known as well. That's some more curious aspect, I feel like.
No, that is true. That is definitely
Mm-hmm.
true. But hey, it is, man. It is what it is. Let's see what happens during this transfer window, man. This week, like I mentioned, gonna be a big week, right? So many different news is coming out, right? Barcelona right now, we're seeing transfer talks every single week. Hopefully, we can see some departures too, Hafid, because I feel like getting transfers in is all great, but dude, we need players to leave. We actually need players in the squad to go. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, just get it done, man. Let's focus on getting it done. Am I
Mm-hmm.
frozen?
No.
Half it.
No, you're not frozen. Well, you are like your voice is there, but your frame is frozen.
Hold on. Yeah, give me a moment. I think my screen just froze. Just now. I'll back. I was frozen. On my end, I was actually frozen. But yeah, this week I'm definitely interested to see. But I do want to see some departures, like I mentioned, Javier, because signing players is great, but dude, we're not going to be religious to any of these guys if most of these guys stay. And also, we have to stop these niceties as well, Javier. Enough of this whole being nice and community club, bro. I'm gonna be very honest, dude. There's players that cannot stay, bro. They've already shown you we've seen 2 seasons of no improvement. Sell them. Sell these guys, right? I think guys like Araujo, like I'm hearing now people saying, oh, Araujo now a part of the club are willing to keep him. No, bro. Enough of these niceties, bro. Enough of it. I'm being honest, Hafid. I don't want to see any more niceties, man. No more Mr. Nice Guy, bro. Like, go out there and actually buy me some players and get rid of a lot of these duds, man. Get rid of, I think that Araujo is a good defender. I'm not even saying he's a bad defender, but dude, the guy is clearly not a Barca type defender. He doesn't fit our system on the flick. He doesn't really fit Barcelona's footballing system. I think this guy, if he went to like Serie A, like Inter Milan, dude, he would be one of the best centre backs in that league. Easy. Because he's that kind of defender. He's an old school kind of defender. And whereas Barcelona, dude, being a defender is not just about being defensive, dude. It's what you can do on the ball, bro. Because Barcelona, we play short football. Like, we don't usually lump the ball. It's always tiki-taka, passes here, there. You feel me? And Araujo, bro, like, the guy's error-prone mentally, and also, that's the thing. Like, you can see how recently, like, all of the criticism has been getting to him. Like, the criticism has been getting to him, and he's been not reacted in the way that Barca fans we want to see our players react. You understand what I mean? Like going away in the middle of the season. Like, I can get you going away and taking care of yourself after the season is over. But dude, during the middle of the season, when we're in a title race, when we are in the Champions League race, and you leave us for a whole month, like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. At a club like Barcelona, dude, you can't do that, dude. Like, you lose your place just like that. You lose your place just like that. Big up to yours, man. We need sales. I 100% agree. We need sales, man. So let me ask you this: which players see, in your opinion, right, in this squad, are you just looking at it and you're like, dude, the first offer that comes in, bro, let them out of here, bro. Seriously.
Probably,
like,
I think the only one.
Because I know you.
Genuinely, the only one would be Araujo.
Go ahead.
If anyone offers anything for Araujo, I would accept it. Everyone else that tried maybe negotiate a bit more and stuff, but for Araujo, no risk taken. I would take it.
So you're saying if you get offered like 30 million, you would sell?
If I could offer 10 million for Araujo, I would sell.
Damn. I thought I wanted this guy gone. But you know, guys like Peña is still at the club, right? What about Peña? Would you even take some money for Peña? Or would you I just can't terminate his contract?
I would try maybe negotiate a bit more. If I get offered like a shit offer, I would say, oh no, he's worth 5 million. If they offered me 3, something like that. But for Araujo, I would just accept no matter what.
Damn. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, man, get them out of here. Jonas says Christensen, Koundé, transfer list, these guys. Well, Christensen, I'm very honest. I like Christensen. And I think if Christensen just had one good season of no injuries, he would actually be one of our best defenders. That's the crazy thing. So I see what Barcelona's belief in Christensen is, because I have that same belief in him. But bro, I'm sorry, man. You've been here for 4 seasons, dude, and you have been so injury prone. Like, your injury record is actually scary. It is scary, man. So I don't know, man. Like, I am one of those. I fall on the other side of the table where I'm like, nah, man, no. Like, nah, man. Like, as much as I rate you, like, it means nothing if you're not playing football. You're not playing any football right now, man. So yeah, for me, I would say open to sell him. But then the club looks like they're gonna keep him. Hopefully, next season he can stay injury free. If he stays injury free, then I think that just helps our defense quite a lot. I think it helps our defense quite a lot. But yeah. Look up to level of Ireland, man. It says, but that's our biggest problem. Players we want to sell don't want to leave. We are too cowardly to push them out. That's what I'm saying, man. No more Mr. Nice Guy have it. I'm Mr. No, Mr. No more Mr. Nice. I'm better than a dude. I'll do the Mourinho thing, have it. I'm letting them play with the kids. I don't even care, bro. Guys like, I hope, bro, if we get an offer for him, he says, no, like, okay, bro, you're training with the kids. We're not even gonna let you in the training facility, bro. You gotta go train outside. That like straight up, man. Like I don't want this guy here. I don't want this guy here, man. Like he's like, dude, we're trying to give you a good option because we don't think you have a future here. You're trying to say, okay, I'm gonna fight for, bro. There's no fighting for your place, bro. We needed you to fight last season against Chelsea. When you did that, bro, that's when we needed you to get up and fight after the media were after you, after the fans were after you. That's when we needed you to fight, but you didn't fight. You ran away. You ran away, dude. You don't fight now. Like there's no fight now, dude. We needed you to fight then. You lost your fight already. So yeah. For me, it's like no, man. Like no. Like you've already lost your will to fight. So yeah, leave and go find another club, man. It's nothing personal. It's a business. That's how I see it. And the guys like Kunde as well, man. Like Kunde, right? I would sell him, but if he does stay, I will like, dude, this is your only season. I need you to give me the season that you gave me the first season on the Flick. That's what I need. I need that Kunde. If I don't see that Kunde this season, next season you're getting transfer listed. First player to get transfer listed. Because you're on thin ice. Very, very, very thin ice. You're already on your way out. If we get a good offer, you're leaving. That's how on thin ice you are. So, yeah. Yeah, for me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, cool. Balde, another one. You're also on thin ice. You're on thin ice. You're one of our own, but dude, you have not improved for 3 seasons, man. You are on thin ice. Right? Guys like Pena do terminate their contracts. Ter Stegen, like it's funny. It's funny, right? We're talking about all these guys. We've ignored this guy. This guy's just been like he's just been hiding in the crowd, hoping that we wouldn't see him. We see you, Ter Stegen. We see you, bro. Like I've seen that apparently Ajax are open to buying him, and I'm like, dude, let me tell you something. If Ajax want him, dude, I will drive him to the airport, dude. Like the thing with Ter Stegen is, however, right? I think Ter Stegen has an opportunity to still save his Barca career. I'm sorry, I mean Barca career, football career. Like he's still like he's not even that old. Like he's still young. Like he's still like at a good age where he can go out there and actually, do his thing, right? At his age, like for goalkeepers like play in like to their late 30s. He still has an opportunity, but the guy wants to stay at Barcelona and try to make this work. It's not gonna work, dude. Barcelona have already made up their mind on you. And you can go to Ajax. If you went to Ajax and cooked over there, let's say won few league titles, right? Get back in the Champions League. He'll be back in the German squad. Because right now Germany are looking for a Neuer replacement. The problem is there's no good Neuer replacements out there. That's why Neuer is still playing. Because there's no one, dude. Ter Stegen just got relegated, dude. Like, yeah, for me, Ter Stegen is another one that needs to go. Like, he needs to think of his career, man. That's it. Says, why aren't we listening to that you, dog? No idea, man. No idea. I don't even know I don't know why. Says, why are we always more patient and lenient when it comes to La Masia players? Can you answer this, Hafed? Why are we so lenient to one of our own?
Because they're one of our own. That's just the reality of it. If you've come to the system and you know the club, we'll always give you that extra leeway. That's the perk of coming as a La Masia player. If we have to pay money for you, using our funds to pay for you, and you're being signed by Barcelona, there's a better expectation. Look at Bolde, for example. He's probably staying at Barcelona this summer, most likely, unless something crazy happens, because he's a La Masia player. He's come to the ranks. He knows the style, knows the system, knows the culture. That's stuff that you can't buy. Passion and love for the team, knowing what the club means, you can't buy that. You can only be taught that and learn that. So they will always get that extra leeway, but it always comes a time for either of them. If we buy, for example, like Arujo, and he comes in, he's performing poorly and stuff, we're gonna be, of course, more criticizing at him than La Masia one, for example.
Man, listen, man. I've seen some La Masia graduates, some real La Masia graduates. None of these duds, man. You feel me? Right? We talk about real La Masia graduates. We talk about Messi. We talk about Iniesta. We're talking about Xavi. We're talking about Thiago. Okay? We're talking about PK, Puyol. Those players. Like, we're talking about Lamine Yamal. Like, those kinds of players, man. I want players that are showing me something. These guys don't show us anything, man. That's the problem with this Barca team, right? Like, a lot of these guys, like the Baldes of the world, man, I feel like guys like Balde do, they fed off the food the players like Lamine Yamal have put it. Because when Gavi came up, like Elash Mariba came up, Gavi came up, Yamal came up, Ansu came up. Like, all these guys were just coming up. And when they were coming up and they were just like, boom, cooking. Right? So then every time a Barcelona academy player came in, we were more patient. Because we were thinking, oh, okay, cool. You feel me, right? We still have some good players out there that can still play well. But that was the problem. That was where the problem lied. We were giving these players way too much, leniency. And as a result, now I feel like, it's just not good enough, man. It's just not good enough. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, guys, listen, guys, big up to every single one of you guys who are here, man. Appreciate every single one of you, right? Listen, this has been yet another episode of the Blaugrana Podcast, man. And listen, I'm excited for this one. I don't know if you've seen this half-head, but Ibrahim Matukar actually won the under-17 best player for Spain, right? Yes. This guy's stocks keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. Every time I read about this dude, I see nothing but positivity. I'm like, dude, yeah. All signs are saying that this guy is going to be in this squad next season, and I'm excited. Abdel Karim, he is in the Egyptian squad. I'm interested to see him in the World Cup. Right? He's done, that's a big stage, man. Like that, if there's a stage that you want to really create a name for yourself, it's there, right, man. If you can cook over there, I'm telling you, if Hamza Karim actually goes out there and actually plays well, Barcelona I think Barcelona will be even more open now to selling Ferran if they know they have this gem that can basically, be the understudy to Alvarez if we do sign. So, yeah, that's what I think, man. Anyways, listen, big up to every single one of you. He's up next. Yeah, I've already seen this. Yeah, big up to you, man. He's sure next, man. But, guys, we're going to be getting out of here, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Listen, I'm going to be redirecting you all to Football Matrix, guys. He's doing, they're doing their magic stuff over there, guys. Put Omar Raid in the comment section below. As always, big up to every single one of you guys, man. As usual, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, subscribe to Barca Boy 103. As always, big up to you guys. Smash the like button. Peace. Peace. Go Barca. Take care.